You're putting in the work to get better, but it feels like you're completely invisible to women. Here's why. The rules just changed. In 2026, there's a powerful new dating trend called chalance. This isn't the old ideal of nonchalance, playing it cool. It is the opposite. Hinge just reported a 217% surge in women actively searching for men who show purposeful, intentional effort. This might sound new, but what women are finally naming is a timeless principle Jordan Peterson has argued for years. The true undeniable presence isn't built from grand gestures. It's forged in the small, deliberate acts of responsibility you take every single day. This quality of chalance is something women feel on an instinctual level. And for the first time, we're going to break down how to build it, step by step, using a system I call the presence protocol. So how do you actually build this chalance? The intentional presence women are tracking? You build it through a system I call the presence protocol, a learnable protocol built on 7 pillars. First, intentionality. Second, micro-consistency. Third, your physical presence. Fourth, the environment you command. Fifth, your relationship with technology. Sixth, the standards you hold. And seventh, your emotional stability. Those 7 are the whole presence protocol, nothing extra. Each one shifts what women pick up on around you. Before we break them down, which pillar feels like your biggest blind spot right now? Drop it in the comments below. We'll start with the first pillar of the presence protocol, intentionality, the one that makes or breaks the system. If this isn't solid, the other 6 won't stick. So, what is intentionality? It's the conscious shift from living reactively to acting with purpose. This is the foundation of the presence protocol because it's a rare quality women can feel, even when they can't name it. It's not in grand gestures. Women pick it up in your micro choices. A man who grabs whatever's clean and is late shows he's on autopilot. What that signals is low standards and unreliability. The man who chooses his clothes with purpose and shows up when he said he would signals self-respect, direction, and that his word counts. A large 2009 Furnham study in personality and individual differences found women value conscientiousness more than men when choosing a partner. So they subconsciously look for signs of it in your intentional choices. This is the energy of chalance. You run your life, and women feel safer with you. And when you combine this intentionality with the second pillar, you get the viral, "Wait, when did my husband get so hot?" glow-up results. The secret behind that transformation is our next topic, micro-consistency. That glow-up you see in those videos is powered by something that feels like nothing day to day, the compounding interest of tiny, almost insignificant habits. I'm talking about hydrating, skincare, or 5 minutes of stretching. Individually, they're subtle. Together, that repetition is micro-consistency, the engine of Pillar 2. Husband glow-up clips show this. Before, he's slouched in an old hoodie. After, the same guy with clearer skin in a tidy kitchen. She's behind the camera with the "when did you get hot" sound, broadcasting how proud and turned on she is by habits like water, skincare, and tidying up. This is the opposite of a New Year's resolution that dies. It's sustainable. A medical journal study found it takes 66 days for a habit to go on autopilot. That's your timeline. After 2 months, those deposits, clearer skin, better energy, stronger posture, add up and become obvious. Women pick up on that glow. Your face looks healthier, your body language calmer, and we respect boring consistency even when you're sure nobody sees it. But the world reads all this through one channel. It's the highest leverage signal you control, and mastering it is the third pillar of the presence protocol. And next, we decode the silent language of your physical presence. This silent language is a constant conversation. Your body is broadcasting your state whether you speak or not. That's why physical presence is one of the highest leverage upgrades you can make. First, your posture. Don't puff your chest. Relax your shoulders back and down. That shift signals self-respect. Second, your pace. Slow down. Rushed movements signal anxiety. Calm, intentional motion signals you're in control. Third, your eye contact. Hold it 1 second longer than feels natural. Women read that extra second as present and unafraid, not needy or avoidant. In a 20x24 speed dating experiment, Hoffman and colleagues found mutual eye contact predicted who chose whom more strongly than physical attractiveness alone. Women pick up on calm movements and a steady gaze as quiet confidence and maturity. Dialing in these cues is one of the highest return changes in your presence protocol. Once your presence is aligned, her attention shifts to another, more subtle layer of evaluation, the physical mirror of your mind. We'll decode what that is next. That mirror is your environment. Your home, car, desk are an extension of your mind and standards. When a woman walks into your place, she reads it in seconds. A tidy room tells her you're a self-respecting man she can trust. And that same order keeps your head clear instead of drained by mess. If your space is chaotic, she rarely sees the work you've done. Her attraction and trust judgment lands on the clutter. A 2025 Home Aglow survey backs this up. 52% feel turned on by a partner with a tidy home. Nearly 30% judge dating profile photos by room cleanliness. And clutter is a top turnoff, so that messy bedroom in your pic can kill a match before she ever meets you. Women don't need a designer apartment. We pick up on small, intentional things. A made bed, a clean bathroom, matching towels. And our nervous system quietly files that order under, "This guy's life is handled." Today, clear the trash out of your car and pull your bed together. When she opens that door, it reads adult, not teenager. But your digital habits can cancel all that. The way men sit glued to their phones gives off iPad kid energy, and it quietly undercuts everything else you're building. This iPad kid energy is an adult who can't stand brief silence without grabbing a screen. Women pick up on it. It signals a lack of inner resources, a needy mind. And to us, it reads as immature. Researchers call this phubbing, phone snubbing. In Lee et al.'s studies, phubbers were rated lower in warmth, competence, and maturity, and more nervous and distracted. By contrast, a man who puts his phone away and stays with the moment hits differently. Women notice eye contact, unhurried answers, you not checking the screen. To us, presence reads as emotional control, respect, grown man calm. So you set 3 standards around tech. On a date or conversation, your phone stays face down. You kill non-essential notifications, and you swap one 10-minute scroll a day for a walk with no phone. Mastering your tech is just one layer of a deeper principle. The quality of person you attract tracks the standards you live by. Next, we'll build those standards from the inside out. So what are those standards in practice? It's the way you talk about yourself, the effort you put into your day, the relationships you allow in, and the drama you refuse to touch. It's the boundaries you hold and the promises you don't break with yourself, like not bailing on your word just because you're tired. And those private rules quietly set the quality of your life and the kind of people, including women, you let close. This isn't arrogance or judging everyone else. It's demanding more from yourself first. When a man speaks about setbacks without trashing himself, doesn't bite on pointless arguments, and walks away from chaos, women pick up on that as self-respect and emotional safety. And that instinct is backed by research. A 2009 study in personality and individual differences found women rate conscientiousness and emotional stability as top traits for a long-term partner. Every time you follow through, manage your mood, or step out of drama, you're training those traits. But all of this rests on one last pillar of the presence protocol, your ability to stay emotionally steady instead of unpredictable or too much. Without that, a woman feels like she's walking on eggshells around you. That is a silent deal breaker. The antidote to that feeling, the final and most important pillar of the presence protocol, is emotional stability. Emotional stability is not being a robot. It's the strength to feel stress, frustration, disappointment without letting those emotions control what you do. It's the space between feeling and reaction. Like when a passive-aggressive text hits, you feel the spike, pause, then choose a calm reply instead of firing back. That's why this is the deepest glow up, the ultimate form of attraction. She might notice your looks or money, but if your moods feel like a minefield, it stops being safe or sexy. Women want to relax with you, not walk on eggshells managing your emotions. With a stable man, women pick up on the steady voice and measured reactions that let her stop bracing. With an unstable man, that sudden sharp tone over small things says, "I have to be his therapist," not "I can rest with him." And this isn't just a preference. Longitudinal studies over 9+ years show emotional stability is a top predictor of long-term relationship satisfaction and security. It's not a nice to have. It's a core requirement. You build this by practicing the pause before you react, taking a breath when stress rises, and choosing to communicate instead of shutting down or exploding, while also using habits that calm your nervous system over time, like physical training, journaling, or meditation. Repeating this literally retrains your triggers in recovery, so emotional stability becomes a trained skill, not a fixed trait. So we've now covered all 7 pillars of the presence protocol. They're your training ground to build and broadcast one underlying trait. What women are subconsciously wired to pick up on in your tone, micro-reactions, and body language under stress. The absolute core of your presence. That one single underlying trait is conscientiousness. This is the answer to that quiet frustration. Why don't my efforts register? Women pick up on conscientiousness in the smallest moments. Whether you text when you said you would, show up on time, and keep your space in some kind of order instead of chaos. What we read from that is discipline, orderliness, reliability. To us, that's an honest signal of a high-quality man. And long-term studies back this up. Women consistently rank conscientiousness near the top in long-term partners. The glow-up they see is just the surface symptom of that deeper character finally taking root. Think of the presence protocol as a giant, heavy flywheel. Each pillar, every workout you don't skip, every boundary you enforce, every small act of order is one push. Each push feels too small to matter, but the wheel remembers everyone. After a while, the momentum gets intense. Those quiet habits start throwing off loud results in your dating, your career, and your self-respect. And here is the ultimate payoff. When researchers follow people long-term, the conscientious guys are the ones who end up with better careers, higher incomes, more status and resources. The habits you're building now to be more attractive are building your 2026 self. The guy with options, leverage at work, and a life that feels under control instead of reactive. And long-term studies on mate preferences show that as women get older, they value that status, stability, and competence even more. So every unglamorous rep you put in now doesn't just sit there. It becomes more attractive with time. The 7 pillars are the engine. Conscientiousness is the output. Attraction and success are the natural side effects. This isn't motivation. It's a documented psychological process, quietly building your future. So, that process, that future we've been talking about, it doesn't start on January 1st. It begins now. True presence, the kind women notice, isn't built in giant leaps. It's the quiet result of consistency. It proves that old saying is true. Your success is hidden in your daily routine. That routine is the presence protocol. The curator, the anchor, the ritualist, the steward, the signal reader, the finisher, and the architect. But here's the key. Don't try to tackle all 7 pillars at once. Pick one, just one. Maybe it's making your bed every single morning. Maybe it's putting your phone away during dinner. Start there. Master that. Let the compounding begin. If this framework for building an authentic life resonated with you, subscribe for more guides just like it. The smallest actions, when done consistently, are the most powerful forces for change. Thank you for watching.